Hi everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Kitchen Conversations. I'm Andrea, and you're in the secret kitchen. And you know, it's only fitting that my very first guest on Kitchen Conversations should be my partner in kitchen crime.
Absolutely crime.
So to speak, it is a crime. Chef Umberto Turelli.
I'm glad to be the first one here.
Yes. Here we are, finally. People in the secret kitchen. So, yeah, you know, for people who don't know, I said this in my promo, but, you know, I had done a radio show. And the thing is that I wanted to get back to the opportunity to actually speak to people and talk about food experiences. So, my very first guest, Chef Umberto, and we're going to start off by talking a little bit about now you have a passion for cooking and food, and where did it come from?
Well, it's like I have in all my bios and everything that I've done. It starts from mom. I grew up in a small apartment in downtown Passaic, and my mom, especially Sundays was the day we came home from church, and my mother would start with a polpette, which is meatballs. And that's one of our signatures at our restaurant, is the, mother of all meatballs, we call ourselves. My mom would fry her meatballs with her special recipe, and it was amazing. It got to the point where her brothers and my cousins would come, and those meatballs never made it into the sauce. They were coming out of the frying pan right into their mouths. So seeing the passion that she created when she took to the kitchen and stuff like that, and how the family couldn't wait to taste, and then the chicken cutlets, the Sunday sauce that we made, and all the other things. My passion first and foremost comes from my mom.
So how old were you when you first started, I think this is pretty cool, I want to be part of this?
I always loved to dabble, but when I started realizing, I took charge. I went to work in a pizzeria. Actually, they call them the Greek Connections, the Mr. Pizzas, up in North Jersey. One of my best friends, Sagi Lambrus, got me a part-time job. I was on a soccer team and stuff, so I started working at Romeo's Pizza, Mr. Pizza, and I started saying, wow, besides making pizza and stuff, I used to love going in the kitchen, playing around with recipes, and to see people's faces when they enjoy the food. Mm-hmm. So I started saying, wow, maybe it's something, I want to do. But let me tell you, I've been through so many different things, but this is the one thing that stuck.
Pizza
and food, yeah.
So, we should tell everyone. So, you currently have a restaurant in Toms River. Why don't you just share that?
Yeah.
And we'll put all this in the comments, too.
We have Z Marie's Original Pizza. And we also have Sweet Z's Cafe. It's a little bit of a nostalgia. Come to summer, we do the Brooklyn egg creams. We have great coffee, breakfast sandwiches. We push Obco Donuts. We're a distributor for Obco, which if you're a South Jerseyan...
Obco.
Obco is like dear to the heart.
A moment of silence for Obco. They're the best.
Yeah, and then we do the Italian stuff for the holidays, Italian pastries, cakes and stuff like that. Z Marie's is basically a little hole in the wall. And what happened was, after COVID, we lost our dining area because we had to work out the back. So that whole back end started becoming for pizza, for delivery guys, and I made it my office. As things started, getting to open up, it's a small diner, so we opened up the little atrium outside, which we call it the Garden Cafe, and that seats about 30, 40 people outside. And then little by little, we started opening up a little bit of the dining room inside, which now we call it Aziz, Hole in the Wall, because a lot of our customers are big Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack fans, and if anyone follows them, they know that they used to hang out in a place in Las Vegas called Batista's Hole in the Wall. So we figured,
Google that like I did, you'll find out all about it. Mm-hmm.
And so we created that where 4 nights a week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we have 3 seatings, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7:30, and then, 4 o'clock, 5:30, and 7 o'clock, I apologize. Those are our 3 seatings that we do those 4 days. And, it's a small place, it's a hole in the wall, but it's cute. You've been there,
Yes, of course, I love it. Well, I'm a big fan of everything that you cook. Now, all right, so you are a small business owner, and you have been for a while now. And so, obviously, Sandy, the pandemic, Yikes.
New Jersey itself.
New Jersey itself.
Thank you, Governor.
And so, yeah, well, for whatever it is, it happened.
As a small business owner, I hold him dear to my heart.
We're still recovering.
Yes.
You know, even in my day job, things are still recovering from the pandemic and whatnot. But that kind of helped us fuel another passion that we're involved in.
And we didn't even know, did we?
No.
You know, we got to tell people a little bit about the history here too. Years ago, now that we're doing, kitchen conversations, I mean, come on. What was one of the interviews you did many years ago before?
Because I had a radio show and it was on Blog Talk Radio, internet radio. It was called Jersey Coastal Live. I did it for 5.5 years. And one of my guests on my radio show was Chef Umberto. I mean, wow, that was really crazy that all happened.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
I think it was like 2007.
I don't remember the year.
In that area.
It's still up on Blog Talk Radio. You could go listen to it. But so that's when we kind of first met, and I interviewed a lot of chefs. I was because I'm always drawn to that too. And the common denominator, by the way, is always like a mom, a grandma, in the kitchen at an early. I mean, your classic story.
Yeah.
That's where the love of food came from. But anyway, I couldn't do my radio show anymore because, frankly, it was interfering with my day job. I was putting so much passion into it. So Secret Kitchens of New Jersey, which of course I'm loving and I appreciate everyone's support. But I wanted that opportunity, to talk to people, and that's where we have kitchen conversations. But we also have another venture called What's Cookin Jersey Shore. Cookin, IN. And that's where it's kind of, well, you talk a little bit about what we're doing with that.
Well, what happened was What's Cookin started years ago with Mizar Turdu, which was the anchor woman nominated for a Daytime Emmy on News 12. And we had a great thing going. And, because of other things, it just didn't grow as much as it, was supposed to. And I went through a couple people here and there, as you know, and it never worked. And the one day you pop into the mini mall.
I did. There I was, because I was at a work event, and oddly enough, my vendor table was stationed literally across from the bakery.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'll be staring at donuts all day. This is cruel. And then I look up for a moment, and you walk by, and I just thought to myself, could that be? And it was you.
Like I said, the stars align because I'm never there.
Yeah.
I'm there very, very, because I'm at the pizzeria and I'm doing other stuff. And the rest is history. We started putting things together, and What's Cookin' was born. And it took a while for us to figure it out. But what we're doing is basically, we do it, it's a labor of love for both of us. I sponsor, as much as I can of the show and stuff. And we're going out, we're reviewing businesses because we both feel the same way about it.
A passion or just a love for small family-owned businesses.
Yes, small businesses that have been through the mill. And I know firsthand because I've been through it.
Right.
You get hit with Sandy, you get destroyed. I lost 2 businesses, I lost a house. You bounce back onto your feet. If it's not one thing, another. Now we get a pandemic. And I can't begin to say how much businesses have suffered. Small businesses, mom and pops, they haven't gotten the grants that they deserve. It's just amazing how the small businesses got overlooked. So our little bit that we're doing, we're helping, and we're showcasing some of the.
Yeah, so we are really shining a light on these small family-owned businesses, and because every one of them has an amazing story. And we're doing a review because we want to draw attention to them. We want people to go to these restaurants and enjoy them. They are they show perseverance, true grit, right?
Absolutely.
They survived Sandy, they survived the pandemic, and they have the passion. The fire is what keeps them going.
We go to some places that it's an inspiration, like one place has been around, my God, over 60 years.
Yes.
And you hear the family story and what they've been through and how they were raised with the business. You go to another place, construction, everything's done. and they got to sit out 6 months paying rent, can't even open. Then when they finally open, it's you got to buy tents, you got to buy chairs because it's outdoor social distancing.
In the middle of the pandemic. And yet somehow they survived.
The resolve of New Jersey.
Yeah, and they have a great story, and it's that is a separate channel on YouTube called What's Cookin Jersey Shore. Please subscribe.
Yes.
We need your support.
So do small businesses.
Yeah, and that's really I think you're right. We didn't even realize at first that was really our purpose.
Well, because we didn't monetary. What we always say. Listen, we're doing it because we love doing it.
It's a labor of love.
Put it out there, it'll come back, and that's basically what we're looking at. We're putting it out there. We're helping out as much as we can, doing our part to help out our little Jersey Shore mom and pop, hole in the walls, little eateries, little boutiques, whatever. And listen, if anyone out there that listens knows a little place, that is your favorite place, please go on the comments and let us know, and we'll do our best to get out there.
Yes, definitely, because that's the mission, to go out and shine a light.
And we do reviews, and if it's a different type of place, we'll even feature them, tell their story, tell people. I mean, some of the stories we've had really tug to the heart, to the heartstrings.
Yeah, I was a little unprepared for that, to be misting up during, I'm holding me. So I'm behind the scenes in that one.
Yeah, but you're the mastermind behind it.
Well, that's a different role for me, and I feel like for Secret Kitchens, and even right now, Jim, who's our cameraman and our sound engineer.
What's up, Jim?
Shout out to Jim.
Bravo to him.
So I am doing my best to channel Jim when I'm working the camera. But I love it. I love both of them equally. But I love the fact that we're going out, we're meeting people, and who survived and thrived. And I love getting the story. For me, that's what it's all about.
And we got some growth coming from that. People look out for it.
Yeah.
We have another real secret kitchen that we're probably going to be in.
Yeah.
And we're going to feature a couple other chefs. And we're even looking at doing some progressive dinners where it's going to be myself, another chef that's from the restaurant, and maybe one or two other chefs, featuring a 4-course dinner. That part of the proceeds are going to go to a charity that's very dear to my heart, Oceans of Love. I have March of Dimes and Oceans of Love, but Oceans of Love focuses on people in our area, little children in our area that are affected with cancer and diseases. And Linda Gillick does a great job. They have the Billboard-a-thon, and like I said, I'm very, very fond of it. Even through the pandemic, I always make it my business. If not too much money's raised, I scrape up whatever I can and I bring it myself, because it's definitely a good place to put your money.
Well, you're a community-minded guy. You're a small businessman. That's why it's such a great fit for you to be the reviewer, because, well, firsthand what it takes to run a restaurant. And, I personally love listening to you describe the food.
And you can tell when I really am excited about a place.
Yeah. But it's exciting to be part of it.
Yes.
And thank you all for your support, and we are definitely growing, and it's great to feel like we're doing something in a really positive way.
We're putting it back out there.
I know. I really do love that. We're going to have lots of people coming in the Secret Kitchen to again to share their story, because everyone has a kitchen. Everyone has a kitchen table, maybe not with a cloth like this on it, but. By the way, this is appeals to my hippie sensibility.
Yes, hippie sense.
All the overgrown hippies like me. So let's go back to you a little bit more, because we're not quite done with you.
Okay.
You got a lot going on too. So you're also writing a book about your experiences in life.
Yes.
Because you didn't have enough to do.
No, you know what happened? And believe it or not, I'm the first one that was approached with this. And my other two friends, which Joey Arminio and Stiletto, 0 to 60, he already put his book out. And then there's Peter Fishback, which him also. He's got Hog Candy. They already put all their stuff on. Everybody's looking at me like, when are you going to do yours? So I've got the rough part of it, and it's volume 1. And the book is called Bird of All Trades, Master of Some. And this is volume 1, the early years. I'm hoping that by the beginning of the summer it'll be out on Amazon. But it's cool. It talks about the trials and tribulations of growing up Italian, and it's got funny stories that'll, touch the heart, and a lot of, I put out a lot of recipes with the story. So it's not just...
Wait a minute, you're Italian?
Can't you tell? Can't you tell?
Yeah.
That's funny too, talking Italian. Now we're starting to see some of our other places.
Can I tell you that it is such a crazy thing to me that we go places and you and the other owners or other people, they're all speaking Italian.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
And the small business world, especially here in New Jersey, some parts of Staten Island, Brooklyn, it's amazing what a small world it is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows someone.
Yeah.
And that's why we're all connected. It's like a family, so we all got to do our part, because people, the most important thing, and I implore you guys as the audience, small businesses, we're nothing without the people. And you have to support the small business. Like they talk about big pharma and stuff like this. It's the same thing with these big chains. They don't need you. They just as well toss you to the side. Small businesses, we appreciate every single person that comes in and patronizes our places. And that's why Andrea and I are out there doing what we're doing.
Yeah, the other places don't need us to go and do a review.
No,
but that's not our thing. Our passion is to spotlight the small businesses.
Yeah. And like we said, it doesn't have to be a restaurant or an eatery. It can be your favorite hot dog place, your favorite hamburger joint. If there's a little boutique that you like, a winery, a brewery, a distillery, we'll go check them out. If they're a little independent, they're a little hole in the walls, the smaller hole in the wall that it is, the better it is for us, because we found that most of the good meals are coming from them places.
Absolutely true. Yeah, I love even like all the little hot dog places.
Yeah.
I agree with you. People talk about fine dining. Well, I always say fine dining is fine.
Yeah.
But have always been more drawn to the more hole in the wall places.
Yeah.
Because I just feel that's where it's at.
It's really... What you're going to get in a small atmosphere, a small place, is that good, wholesome food that comforts the stomach and comforts the soul. And that's what we try to do. Somewhat like perfect example, us. We're comfort food with an attitude sometimes, but that's what we really are.
But I feel like, in a small place like that, you're really getting the direct input of the chef. He or she is really doing exactly what they want to do and experimenting probably.
Yes.
And that doesn't always happen in a...
Chef Jeff. Remember what he said?
Yes.
He liked the people. He was always told that as he was little, Jeff, again, I'm going to bring you up. And that's Chef Jeff Johnson at Ott's Good Earth out in West Creek. He's another fantastic chef. He said he was always told as a little kid, don't play with your food, but that's what he does. He plays with his food.
And now he knows it's great to play with your food.
Yep. So we've had some great places that we've gone to visit. I know in our horizons is Indian coming up.
Yeah.
I know we have some hot dogs coming up. I don't remember where the place is, but I told you that's in the next couple weeks. Then we have a nice place down in South Jersey. I believe it's Absecon. So we got our travel set up for us.
So we release those videos also every Saturday morning. We might do an extra one during the week, but routinely on Saturday mornings. And, again, please become a subscriber and patronize these small businesses because they need you. They really do. And they're worth it. They're so worth it.
Absolutely. And the subscriptions, folks, that's what's going to help us to get to the plateau we need to be at so we can keep doing this. I'm going to call it a labor of love because it's basically these small businesses are in the same place that I've been. And it's, in order to keep them alive, we have to help each other.
It's a tough world. I think New Jersey is a tough state. But I think it is a tough thing to have a food business.
Absolutely.
I really do. It's people feel very strongly, yay or nay, about what comes on their plate, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like to go back to what you said, it's become very hard. New Jersey in particular, we've had eggs go up as high as, my God, it was $9 a dozen at one point. It's ridiculous. I was paying for 15 dozen before everything happened. I was paying, $17 for 15 dozen eggs, and they were up as high as $82. Do you realize how high certain chicken, beef, everything in general. You know, so it's hard. It's hard. Businesses try to hang on, try not to raise their prices because, you know, they feel for their customers. But, you know, support.
But the key word is business.
Yeah.
And I get it. Everyone has to, well, we pay the price. We can't help it. Our prices are going up everywhere.
Yeah.
So when people get angry in a restaurant, like, look how much they're charging for this or that. But the ShopRite and Stop and Shop and all, I mean...
I use the best one to my customers that turn around, like, they'll come to the counter, oh my God, a pizza $16.60 for a plain cheese pizza? I said, first of all, we're still cheap for a 16-inch pizza. I said, but do you go to the gas station and give the attendant an attitude? I mean, come on, let's face it, they're talking this year, gas prices may go up in the summer close to $5 a gallon. But we don't bitch and we still drive.
Yes, we're still putting gas in the tank because we have to get wherever we have to go. I still have to go to work and put gas. Yeah, I know.
And I think if a lot of people really did the math, it's still cheaper to go out to eat than to go out, shop sometimes, and make certain things yourself.
These days, for sure.
And you get pampered, you get taken care of, and you don't have to clean dishes. You know, so...
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, lots of restaurants waiting for us, and I just can't wait to, you know, share it with everybody. And I can't wait to bring more people into the Secret Kitchen, get your story. You know, we just had Easter, and so what would be from your childhood? What was an Easter like in your family?
Well, that's what I tried to do this Sunday because Carol, you know, my other half. We went to her mom's house. Her mom's 92 years old. And what touched me the most, at the end of the dinner, she goes, my God, this was like the old buffets that we used to have.
Oh.
I was told to make two things. And I made two things, the first and the last. Because I got a lot of my mother in me. And I made risotto. It was an exotic mushroom. But what I did was I ground down the dry mushrooms. And I used it when I sauteed my onions. And my rice, before I deglazed it with the white wine, I used the exotic mushroom powder to infuse that nice mushroom flavor. And then I went ahead and did my risotto. So that was dish number one. Then I had leg of lamb. I did an Apulian style leg of lamb that was rubbed, and I kept it in a rub, and I vacuum packed it and let it sit for 3 days so it really marinated, tenderized it, and then I roasted it and made my own demi-glaze. With a Merlot demi-glaze with the mirepoix in it and everything. And so we had that for topping. So we had the lamb. Then I did some Florida grouper with the lemon white wine butter sauce. And then, of course, you got to have your sides. So I had my brown butter, sage, bacon, Brussels sprouts. I had the roasted potatoes. I made German influence. I made her some German mashed potatoes. She loves coleslaw. And then, of course, then you got dessert. I made sfogliatelles. I had the Italian pizza rustica, which is the pizza cane. And, of course, the wheat pie. So they were all upset. You know, she was upset. Yeah, it's too much food, but we made a memory.
Yes, you know, but that's the whole thing. It's the memory. You made a memory.
To see her mom that happy.
That's awesome.
Something that hasn't happened, because her side of family, the brother and her brother and the sister-in-law, we still had prime rib too, and then asparagus and other sides from them, and various pies. I mean, there were 6 of us, and there was enough food for 20.
20, 40.
But it brought memories of being at mom's table.
Yeah, which is what holidays are all about.
And that's what food's all about.
But now I have to go back to something you said. So you took dried mushrooms, because I'm totally doing this.
Okay, if you took
dried mushrooms.
Yeah, they have the Restaurant Depot carries.
I have it in my pantry
exotic
right
mushrooms.
now.
It's porcini, chanterelles, shiitake, cremini. It's all dried out, and you have to have that little coffee grinder.
Yes.
I have a special one that I've had for years. I'll kill somebody if they ever touch it. But I grind them down to a powder.
Okay.
And I leave it to the side. And when you start, risotto is like a passion and a science. When you're doing risotto, you start with your good olive oil on the bottom. You get your onions nice and translucent, and where you start to smell. And I like to use a Vidalia onion or a shallot. But once you start to get that nice flavor, then you take your arborio rice, your rice.
Oh, the rice. I'm sorry.
Put it in.
Okay.
You start toasting that a little bit.
Okay.
Once that gets going, then you throw your mushroom powder in. Then you deglaze it with the white wine. Now you got that nice fragrance coming up. And then you start adding your chicken stock, vegetable stock, whatever your star of the show is going to be. I use vegetable stock because we were featuring vegetables. And you have to watch it. Constantly stir it. And next thing you know, it becomes creamy. At the end, I add a little bit of butter to add the creaminess. And if you want, a little bit of heavy cream. And you salt and pepper. Use your salt and pepper to taste. And that's a quick recipe right now.
Wow. So I have to go back to the mushrooms because now I'm obsessed. I'm totally going to do
phenomenal.
This. So could you use a high-powered blender or a food processor?
Yeah, but you got to be able to.
You got to really pulverize.
Yeah, well, in order to pulverize them, if you got that small food processor, that might work. You have that little one still?
Yeah, I have.
But what happens is when you have that grinder, it's a nice little dome shape.
But you know what? I do have I have a coffee grinder and a spice grinder.
The best.
All right, all right.
Because you got to get that powder.
Oh, see, that's why we're here today.
Yeah, see?
Get those nuggets.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be on Secret Kitchens in one form or another.
All right.
I love the idea.
You talked me into it. I will. It's something I will come because that's another comment. I haven't been around. I apologize.
No, we're forgiving you. I would like you to make risotto with the mushrooms like
it's
that.
Phenomenal.
Because that would be an awesome thing and show everyone how to grind up the mushrooms.
Yes.
Totally something different.
We'll definitely talk about that.
Definitely. Well, thank you for being my first guest.
No, thank you. I tell you that all the time when we're out now. This woman is a blessing to me. It was a love that I had of doing something that was taken out of me because it became too corporate, and that's not, she knows me. That's really not what I'm about. I'm not a corporate person. I mean, let's face it, we all have to make money, so I'm not going to be full of crap and say money doesn't matter.
Sadly, we need money.
But there's certain things that, you can't put a price on. And she came along, and I'm loving things again, and it gave me another added boost to do what I love to do, which is these reviews, cooking segments.
And it's my love too. And but it's all about working with the right person. And our cameraman wants us to hold up Bert's book again so he can get it. Not that you can't get it right now, but soon enough it'll be on Amazon.
I'm hoping, yeah. Finish it up. I'm going to finish it up. You're probably going to take a good look at it for me.
Be on Amazon. Very cool. Very cool. So we appreciate everyone's support. It really means the world to me, and I'm sincere about that, and to you as well. So what's Cookin Jersey Shore? Please like and subscribe. Continue with Secret Kitchens of New Jersey. You're helping us help those small businesses in New Jersey, and that's where we want to be.
And our special word, right? Beshert.
Beshert.
You came into my life again. It was something that was meant to be. And you know what? And it's showing. It's like I always say, you put it out there, it comes back. I can't thank you enough, really. If
you don't know what Beshert means, Google it.
Yes.
I'm not even going to tell you. All right, everybody. Episode 1, Kitchen Conversations, done deal. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. It's a playlist on Secret Kitchens of New Jersey. Please like and subscribe. Bye, everyone. Bye, Bert.
Bye-bye. Thank you.